Previously, our Shimazu clan went to war with the Ito, defeating them in multiple battles and taking both their castles, eventually eradicating the clan. With the Ito gone, we can now turn our attention to the Shogun. Our army invades Bungo and is met on the field of battle by a large Shogun force. This will be a pivotal battle, and one we must win to maintain our position as the dominant power in Kyushu. We start with our right flank protected by water, but with enemy reinforcements arriving we need to act and start advancing quickly. As the reinforcements are just archers, we can send our cavalry to slow them down, aiming to give us an advantage in archers throughout the battle. Our light cavalry struggle to get the job done though, and although we cycle in multiple charges, they take heavy losses, reducing their number and failing to rout enemy archers, who are then able to make it to join up with the rest of their men. Although with one final charge and more heavy losses, we are able to take out at least one of their troops. We're able to get off a few volleys of arrows from our archers, and this draws forward one of the squads of enemy units. However, when it draws near to our line, it starts to waver and quickly falls back to join his comrades, and we're left needing to engage in hand-to-hand combat against the Shogun. Our infantry charges forward, and the Shogun line meets us in battle. Our line immediately starts to struggle on the left as the enemy surround us, and our infantry start to break. We bring forward our general's bodyguard, looking to inspire our troops and rally them. However, this doesn't seem to have any effect, as soon our left flank is routed, opening the door for the enemy to charge for our archers. At this stage, the fight is not looking good. With our infantry being rolled up, we're left with no option but to counterattack to try and break the enemy first. We send our general and the light cavalry wide on the right and charge into the enemy infantry. We land a solid charge which breaks the enemy infantry, and one of the generals also gets caught up in our spears, perishing. Despite the superior enemy numbers, our archers are holding out well in hand-to-hand combat, and some of our spears have rallied to support them. Our general leading the charge, our cavalry smash through another squad of enemy archers and into the rear of their infantry, causing the enemy's morale to waver. Our infantry hold on the right, and these final few victories force the enemy to crumble and fall into a hasty retreat, where we can run them from the field. This was not a clean victory, and many men lie dead on the field of battle. With the battle won, the castle lies open, and we can quickly take that, capturing the province of Bungo for our daimyo. Once our next turn starts, we need to manage the unrest. We're increasing our taxes every other turn to improve our financial situation. As we're starting in a position with many neighbours, we need to prioritise military forces, and this is expensive. There's a small Shogun army remaining. Once we've dealt with that, our general ranks up. We'll increase strategist to improve campaign map movement, and warrior, as we're reliant on our general as a cavalry unit at this stage of the game. At this point, we'll switch our research into the way of the Chi to start progressing our financial situation. We're also recruiting troops that we'll continue to send to Bungo for the time being to join up with our main force. Christianity has arrived, though we're planning to stay Buddhist for now. However, Christianity being the major religion in Bungo could be a problem for us. We're going to join up our spare unit with our main army, and then in our home province, we're going to disband our troops, as they're costing us a lot of money, and at this stage we don't need them, and it'll be too slow for them to move forward to join up with our other army. After the next couple of turns, and once we've completed our research, we'll then move on to Todofuken to reduce our army cost. We can also continue to build up our economy with warehouses and docks to increase our wealth. We'll also recruit a ninja so we can see what's going on with our neighbours. We'll send him north to start with next turn. With the recruitment of our ninja, all of our admin is done, and we can end turn. We'll start by sending our ninja north to the Shogun. He can potentially loop around and come back down south on the other side of the island. We'll also make sure that our taxes are put back up for this turn. We'll merge some of our units to create full units, ensuring that we don't lose any of our individual units entirely. We can then take this force out as it's fully replenished, and leave behind the weak units to replenish themselves and maintain public order. Buzen is the clear next target, as it's owned by the Shogun, but over the end turn, the Otomo declare war on us, giving us another frontier to watch. Previously destroyed, the Otomo have risen again. We'll send our ninja over their way to scout what forces they have, before we move our army back down to the border with the Otomo. Bungo is looking problematic for us though, from a public order perspective. We need to destroy the Sake Den and build a Buddhist temple, which will require the research as well. We've made some good progress to date, capturing 2 provinces, giving us 3 in total, and encountering a number more clans, though no trade agreements have presented themselves yet. With the next turn, a son comes of age, giving us another general's bodyguard for us to use. Our ninja can progress south, gaining more intel on our enemies, and he finds a full stack Otomo army. We'll have to withdraw our force to our castle, as we aren't in a position to fight that Otomo force yet. We've managed to build up a large force of Bungo, so we're going to have to split our army in two, as we have too many units for one full stack. We can take our generals out of Satsuma to act as a scout for the Otomo army if it progresses south, which it does over the next end turn. Our finances are not strong enough to use our ninja to slow them, so a counterattack is the most promising option, though we may also have to find a safe spot for our spare generals so that they don't fall to the Otomo. We'll move our army into position to attack, though we're still out of range of their castle. To preserve our generals, we'll abandon Satsuma and move to Asumi, before recruiting more troops to help defend. We'll split this recruitment over both castles so that we can get the units more quickly. We should have at least a couple of turns before the Otomo make it to Satsuma, therefore we can easily move any troops recruited out of that castle and into another one. The main plan is to try and kill the Otomo more quickly than they can kill us. We should be safe from the Shoni for a while, as we defeated their main army, so we can give the Otomo our full attention. The Christian population in Bungo are making it hard to maintain public order. We won't be able to build the Buddhist temple in time, and with both of our armies out of movement range, they can't make it back to maintain the public order. We also do need to keep moving against the Otomo at this point. It's looking like a revolt will happen next turn. Another difficulty for us to have to deal with. The following turn arrives, and, as feared, a Christian revolt has taken place in Bungo, generating a large force for us to deal with, on top of the latent threat from the Otomo. This is unideal, to say the least. The main Otomo force has moved back to their castle in response to our threat. Again, we can't really be taking that fight right now, with the Christian revolt going on as well, so we're going to pull our forces back to our castle in Bungo, ready to take on the Christians. Our army's nearly at full strength, and we only need 4 more units to make that up to a full stack when our army can be at its strongest. So we'll take 4 archer units from our second army and put them into our main army, making it a full stack and full strength. Now, we're ready to take on the revolt. We'll take our army, sally forth from our castle, and attack.